G'day everybody, my name is Earl and it's my exciting task today to show you the up and coming new functionality in Draftworx simply called WebSync. Now some of you may have been alluded to what WebSync is and what WebSync will become, especially for you that follow the Twitter feed or for all our users that have seen our client's taskbar in the last few weeks being updated with these icons, cloud clients, firm cloud clients. Now, what is that? Well, that's the temporary name for what will eventually become WebSync as soon as it's launched, but the naming convention explains it beautifully for now. Now, this is all the work of our lead developer, team member, Armand Smith. So I'm very privileged today to be able to show off his work. A big thank you to Armand and the rest of the team that have been working so feverishly on all the updates of late. For those that actually don't know, the entire Draftworx, basically backend, has been rewritten. So in the last few updates that you've received from 8.2 onwards, that's a complete backend, brand new backend, which allows us to function between local computers and the upcoming cloud and WebSync functionality. So it's very exciting. Without further ado, let me get in. Okay, now what is WebSync? What is it new bringing to the table? Well, of course, users are used to currently local clients, and of course the ability to link Draftworx to your server via remote clients folder. And of course, remote clients folder would list all the clients sitting on your server, and you can access and you can work off your local area network. Some clients have gone so far as to configure VPN, and it allows you to work over VPN. Now, the only problem with VPNs is that traditionally they are, number one, either slow, or two, it's actually quite hard to set up. So how do we improve upon that? Well, that's where WebSync comes in. Now, basically what WebSync allows me to do is it allows me to connect to another server. Now, this server can either be set up by us or, of course, can be internal. What we're going to do now is we're actually going to be connecting to one of our servers that is sitting in Cape Town. Now, currently, I'm sitting in Johannesburg, and it's a good show of exactly what we can do. Also, for this, I haven't connected via ADSL or any fast internet connection for the demo. I've connected simply via 3G, MTN. As you can see, not the greatest signal, so it won't be the fastest experience. However, it is true to what you will experience out there, especially when you do go out to a client. Now, WebSync, just to go back to what it exactly is, WebSync is a service that will allow clerks that are distributed across the world or country or in different offices, or to collaborate and work on a Draftworx file at the same time. So no need to delegate out files, no need to go back to the office and work on the network. This will be your network that you can collaborate and work directly on in real time with all your colleagues. Now, I'm very excited thinking of this for the partners. If you want to jump in and see what's active on a file, you can do that from anywhere. Same for the managers. You can see what is being done, what is being completed, what is outstanding. Of course, also for the clerks, it means you don't have to go into the office every single time to make a backup or an upload or to delegate and email out work. Cloud, become known as WebSync, will allow you to do all of this from behind your desktop by an internet connection. Now, what comes after WebSync is going to be our true Draftworx Cloud, which is going to be our web version. This will allow you, together with WebSync, to be able to access your Draftworx file directly through your web browser. I think that's going to change the entire game. So we're looking very forward to releasing the cloud web browser version. That's currently in development. However, that is coming soon, but we'll give you notice of that when it comes. Okay, now without further ado, let's actually look at it working. So what's different? Well, I have my local clients and my remote clients, as you saw, but now I'll click on my cloud clients and I'm prompted with a logon. Of course, I haven't logged into my cloud yet. So what we get, well, the first item we get is a firm code. So everybody that's going to use WebSync will have a firm code. You'll use that firm code to be able to log into your servers if we are hosting the server. And of course, if you as a client are hosting your own internal WebSync server, this of course will be also a dedicated firm code for you. Also, if you do have multiple branches across the country, across the world, you can assign each branch a firm code to be able to access their own specific clients. And of course, there is an area where you will be able to put in clients that you can share between each other. Okay, so I've got my firm code in ZA underscore DP for data prime. We'll just change it to my login details. So my email address and of course my password. So let's just click login there. Okay, fantastic. Now it's immediately jumped us to show us what our clients are loaded up in WebSync. Now for anybody that is technical out there and going, well, what's the difference between local? Well, local, we use an embedded SQL file. Now for WebSync and for our cloud, we're actually using full Microsoft SQL. So this is directly off a SQL server. There isn't any other major items that you need. For those of you that don't want to run full MS SQL, you can of course use MS SQL Express and just configure it to allow the connections. Okay, so in my cloud clients, I have previously uploaded one or two, and I've also created some clients directly in cloud clients as we would normally. However, if there is something on local or remote, I can simply upload it to the cloud. It'll do exactly what you used to do. It would lock it on my local, my remote server, and it would identify and show me that the actual latest copy is in the cloud. So no duplicates will occur. Okay, well, let's jump down into our Cape Town file. We've got some data in there. Now, Cape Town, of course, Johannesburg, 1,000 kilometers away. I'm busy opening up my file via the internet. Okay. So all we do is we let Draftworx now pull out the database. It starts to load all your files for you automatically, and there we go. Wasn't that quick? For my file sitting on another server in a different province, okay, you'd almost think that that's fairly the same speed that you experience on your desktop alone. We've taken a lot of time to make this service fast. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's go into my working trial balance. And in my working trial balance, we have a full TB. 290 entries loaded that quickly remotely. Now, none of this data has come across to me yet. All of this data is in the web, okay, sitting on my WebSync server. And of course, we also have our financials. Now, for those of you that do use electronic review, let's load up electronic review. Let's have a look that even electronic review works completely with the full notes, with the full sign-offs. You can just see we use this as a tester. The entire Draftworx system that you are currently working on desktop will be available via WebSync. Isn't that fantastic? So exactly how you would feel working on your desktop, this is all happening live on a server remotely. Okay, so I'm just going to jump out back to my client list and let's go back to my cloud clients. I'm going to go into WebSync is coming, and this is basically a brand new file. And all I want to do in this file is I'm actually going to import a TB, and we're going to link it, and we're going to see exactly the speed differences, and we're going to open up my financials. So under my client setup, we'll of course put in my client name, data prime, okay, trading as, etc., etc. Don't have to worry about all those items now. And now we can jump into our financials. So exact same way. For those of you notice that when I swapped over, it did say saving, so it's already saved it to WebSync. Now in my working trial balance, what are we going to do? How are we going to import something that's brand new? Well, exactly how we would do it normally. I'm going to use spreadsheet quickly. Okay, here's a demo TB. Okay, something I was playing around with earlier. My debits and my credits. Now, when we're going to import, as we would on the desktop, we will do the exact same service. Okay, so I assign my account, assign my name, debit and credit, and I click import. What is happening right now? It's taken the data that's on my local computer and it has now streamed it up to WebSync, and it has loaded my TVN. Of course, everybody knows. Now the next thing to do is, of course, to filter out. And we're going to look for sales, double click. Okay, there we go, immediately. Next, purchases. Now you notice that little slight delay. You can immediately see, just with a few milliseconds, that is actually going directly to a server elsewhere. Now, it's not a lot, so it's actually quite fantastically fast for what it is doing. And that's what you can come to expect. Okay. Now, of course, all my leads, all my order programs, everything is there. But I want to open up my financials. Now, this is one of the biggest things behind Draftworx. When we first started developing Draftworx, we developed everything to be as small as possible. Because back then, 7 years ago, we knew at one stage the cloud was coming. It's inevitable. We need the system to work with minimal data transfer. Simply from what people were doing now, a year ago, 2 years ago, if they needed to share the file, they could compress it and email it. It would be around 5 megs, possibly even less. Now with WebSync, using that same tech with keeping files as small as possible, we've allowed Draftworx to be able to work directly off the web with minimal data transfer. I think I counted 4 seconds, roughly, to open up a set of financials that is busy sitting in Cape Town. Now, how fantastic is that? Now, all of that is taken through from my TB, and I have a set of financials. Okay. Let's go through and have a look. There's data prime, there's my index, and of course, everything else is as you are used to it. And of course, there's my balance sheet. So if I want, I go fantastic. Let's go and let's switch off things like the review. And I go, lovely, I'm done. Let's preview my financials. Let's see how they look. Of course, everything is going to run as normal. Automatic print previews, etc., etc. All that's going to occur, and it's going to produce my financials. Okay. And there we have my financials for Data Prime. Simple as that. Okay. Now, what else is great? If I do any changes to my financials now, let's see how long it takes to save to the web. Okay. So I'll go, that's test. Close. Would you like to save? There we go. Now it's saving. It's uploading directly to our WebSync server, and it's saved. Okay. That was what, about 2 seconds? 2 seconds via 3G and half a 3G signal. You can see what speed we are looking at. Okay. Now, a lot of technical guys will be asking us now, what is our server? Well, it's currently on a 100 megabit connection, so it is a dedicated hosting server. When we do release WebSync, you'll have the option of also shared server, where you'll use your ID, and it basically goes into the so-called cloud or backups, etc., etc. If you would like a dedicated server, we can set up a dedicated server for you. Of course, price does differentiate a little bit from the normal shared server, but that's a server purely for you. All your client files, all your work, all your syncing goes there. So there is quite a few options. So either shared hosting, dedicated hosting, or hosting internally at your office. Everything is available. Okay. Well, I hope that gives you a little insight into what's coming and what we're looking at. It's exciting times, and I think this is going to be a fantastic addition to Draftworx. when we are ready to release, we are currently doing internal testing now. We will advise just of pricing and how best would be to subscribe to a WebSync service. And don't forget, Draftworx by your web browser is also coming at a later stage, which is again going to change everything, especially when you can get your clients to draft their financials internally. Yeah. Think about that. That's what I'm going to leave you with. Leave you with how we can avoid Section 90. Okay. Lovely. Thank you, everybody. If you have any questions, please, you're welcome to at any time email us at info@dataprime.co.za. We welcome all your queries. We welcome all your development wants. So if you do have any ideas, shoot it through to us. As soon as we have completed the release, we'll let everybody know and advise. Okay. Thank you to all our clients, all our users, and all our contributors. We couldn't have gotten this far without you. I hope you all have a lovely day. Thanks. Cheerio.